All right, so we're looking at the vertebrae.
Yep.
They all basically have the same parts, a few missing one or two or something like that. So the first thing you want to do is be able to tell what's thoracic, what's lumbar, and what's cervical. The easiest way to tell cervical is they're always going to have three foramen. Okay, so they all have what they call the vertebral foramen, which is the hole where the spinal cord runs down through. But these processes that are on the outside are called transverse processes. Okay, but only cervical vertebra will have transverse foramen. And the reason being, when you look over here, you can see the vertebral arteries running down through the transverse foramen.
Okay.
So
Okay.
typical ones, which are C3 through C7, and even the axis, there's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and the atlas, 1, 2, 3, are the only ones that are going to have the transverse foramen. Whereas when you get to the thoracic and the lumbar, they have the transverse processes, but no transverse foramen. Okay? So that's the easiest way to tell cervical from thoracic and lumbar. The way to tell thoracic and lumbar is looking at what they call the superior articulating facets here. And in thoracic, these are flat. They're coming straight out at you.
Okay.
Whereas in lumbar, they're curved.
Okay.
They're wrapping around because in the lower back, there's no other bones or anything there, so they have to cling tighter to the one above. Whereas in the thoracic region, you have ribs that are coming around out there that they can attach to help reinforce, as well as the flat facets. Or you can also look at this one, and I always say it looks like a giraffe. Here's its eyes, here's its ears, here's its long nose, and it's looking straight out at you. Whereas this one to me looks like a moose, but it's a cross-eyed moose because this eye is looking this direction, this eye is looking this direction. Okay? Now somebody said, well, why can't you just look at the size? Well, what if I take those fake ones away and put real ones there? Notice how the body's almost the same size.
Yeah, but this one, the moose looks bigger than
Right,
the giraffe.
but look at this. It's curved.
Right.
This is flat. So this is the thoracic. This is the lumbar. Okay. Now the other thing is they all have the same parts as far as lamina and pedicles. So what I do is I take it and I look at it like this. Use the body as being the floor of a house. This is your living space, which is the vertebral canal where the spinal cord is going to live. So the roof to the house is called the lamina. The walls here and here are the pedicles. The same thing when you look at the thoracic. The lamina is the roof, pedicle, and there's the vertebral canal where the spinal cord lives. The same thing when you look at even the cervical. Here's the lamina, here's the lamina, here's the pedicle, and here's where the spinal cord lives.
Okay.